We're back to Riverbend Springs. It's February, and we forgot to fertilize the new field. Trying to do this in a way that's going to lose us as little yield here, or crop, because I guess we could pull in that way. We do have crop destruction on, and I don't want to disable it just because I made a mistake. So I do have the narrow tires on, but the spreader does not. We're gonna try to sneak through here, get this done as smooth as possible with as little damage as possible. A little farther forward, and it kind of is what it is. Well, it looks like the back tires are not damaging it. That's good. Okay. Was a little worried about that, but I think we're okay. So we'll get this fertilizer laid down, and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of winter. I just don't know. Welcome to the Sockpile. Our community server is now powered by Pocket Host for a smoother gameplay experience. Join us, and if you want your own server, check out my link below. I'm finishing it up here. We were gonna do some more lumber, and I'm still debating internally if we're going to. I'm also debating taking out a real loan to expand. And I want to kind of look at some options, but there's really, after this, nothing to do on our own farm, and contracts just aren't really hitting right now. We'll take a look at that next. Let's put this away, and then we got to devise a plan for February and March. I just don't want it to be wasted time. It very well could be. We could just not do anything, but I don't think that'd be wise to just skip time when really wanting to expand is on my mind. Still don't think there's a reason to rush anything, but I don't know. It feels like it's getting a little stagnant. Or it could very quickly, I should say that. All right, let's get the rear weight back on. I am going to grab the trailer because I think we are going to try this deadwood thing. Just because I'm so interested in it. I got some good comments. Even though the video isn't out yet, we did get a members-only comment. D-Backer, thank you. I think potentially we might buy the sawmill and cut down some trees in this area and thin it out a little bit. I don't want to get rid of all of them, but I think there might be enough to make our money back and some on the sawmill. And then also, we're going to find out if this deadwood thing does work, because I'm interested. But I'm going to go change the tires, because that's going to be hard to load them on the trailer. Potentially the next time you see me, we'll be full of lumber on this trailer. So I am going to impose a little rule on myself here. I know it's a let's play, and we talked about not doing that, but I think this is the one area where I've kind of had questions, and you guys have helped throughout the process with, not justifying, maybe justifying, but I do think we're going to hold on to, if we do multiple contracts, I can only have one that has a worker on it at any given time, I think is how I want to roll it. Because you could just do way too many contracts with workers and exploit the game, and I don't think it would be fun that way. But I am going to set this one up on a worker, and then we are going to do the deadwood contract ourselves, and we're going to investigate that. I think I do want a sawmill. I eventually do want to make the constructibles, even though I think they kind of missed on the implementation of that and made it a little too hard. But let's go ahead. I do like when they work the headlands for a second. So yeah, we'll start with the ups and downs. We'll let them go. Yeah, eventually I do want to do a sawmill, so that's absolutely something we're gonna do. But let's see where the wood is on this one. We know where that is. We'll head that way. We're actually not that far. Now that I look at this is only 183 kilograms. I think that might be our answer, that this is not profitable. This one's still a little too big. Like, I might as well just chop these up and lift them by hand and not deal with how annoying it is sometimes with the front loader. But we don't know anything about lumber, or I don't, on this game, so I don't know what the value of these are going to be, but there's 15 of them. I don't know if we'll be able to fit them all in one load, but again, not my favorite type of content, so we're going to skip right past it. I'll see you in a little bit. This is 5 trees. We're going to head home. We're going to buy a sawmill, and we're going to see how much wood this gives us in there. We have some trees around our property we can cut down to make the sawmill profitable. But this is definitely something I want to find out. And we have 10 more trees to cut down, so this is a big boy. And we'll have to come back and get the other ones. But I figured, like I said, this is a good starting point to figure out if this is worth it. Oh, rock in the middle of the road. That's unexpected. Yeah, let's find out. Be a fun business venture if it does work. We're gonna call the ferry so we can get straight to our property though. 53% done on the cultivating while we're waiting. Let's take a look at that. Nice. Seems like they're more than 53% done, but we'll be patient here. Now I assume since we called it over here that we're gonna have to send it back. So let's go ahead and run over here, smash the button again, hop over the sign. We made it. Nice little delay so you don't get stuck. That's good. I think right here is where I want to put it. So let's go ahead and hop in the sky here. This one's only a 150 though. So the upgrade's not as much as it is for the other ones. So maybe this one's a little better. What do we got here? Bakery. I should be able to recognize it by the look of it. Yeah, here it is. Oh, just a tiny little factory. Object in the way. We'll go right there. Moment of truth. That was 36,000, so I mean, I know wood beams are selling pretty good, so we should be able to make that 36 grand pretty quickly, probably a few months from now, but we'll see. So it does take it. That's step one. Doubt it'll steal it back from us if we finish the contract. Yeah, 87,000 or 8,700 already. I think that's fine. So let's look at prices. Let's get to know these, because time-saving stock's not what we want. We want prices. I want to find planks first. Planks peak at 4,200. Planks long peak at 5,800. And then we want L. Prefab walls, 15,000. And wood beams is what we're looking for. 8,600 for wood beams. But the playground is wanting 10,000 for them. Okay, what were those other ones? Planks. So the playground, we could start building these things. I believe that's how they work. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the wood beams. Wood beams are 41 wood to 18 wood beams. So I mean, I don't know how much we're gonna get out of that. We could do the math. Because like 1,000 divided by 18, that's 55 cycles. So 55 times 41 is 2,200. So 8,700. Let's just go flat numbers by 2,200. I mean, it's almost 4 beams, which would pretty much pay for itself. So we'll put that on story. It is active. No, let's activate it. And that'll be the first one. I don't know how quickly. Let's see. We can figure that out as well. 18, was it 18 times 24? Yeah, it's gonna be about 3 months before we even get one wood beam. It's so slow. Oh man, maybe, I don't know if they work in parallel to activate all 3 things so we can get a little bit more. But, slow play. That is an investment that we know is gonna take a little bit of time before we make money. So, yeah, we'll be patient. But I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna activate all 3 types and we'll learn. Based on the numbers we have, we should be able to do calculations in March to know if they're working in parallel or one at a time. I guess it's one at a time with a small production like that. Hey, our contract's done. Beautiful. Let's head up and find the rest of these hidden trees. They're somewhat hard to find. I did cut down 2 of the wrong trees, so hopefully the penalty's not too bad for that. I have a feeling it's gotta be though. So you can start the ferry by just hopping out the vehicle and hitting R. Good to know. We're gonna go ahead and complete both of these and then talk a little bit about why I think that's not worth it. So I left all the wood over there because it was already full in the sawmill. It only took 12,000, I believe is what it holds, or 14,000. So yeah, we're at 13,598. That was the most we could get in there. I don't think it's that worth it. We might cut down some trees in our area real slowly and keep feeding it. We'll see how that goes in the long run, but we'll definitely make our 36,000 back. And 22 feels low after that other contract, but let's look at I think we had a penalty there. I don't see anything for penalties, so I don't know. Maybe I'll look at the replay. But now what are we gonna do? I guess we could learn about how this production's working and check on the price of our goods. I just feel like having them pile up is probably best unless they're at the peak price. So we might make it March and see what kind of contracts are out there. There might be some tillage contracts that are worth doing. Get us some extra cash. I am debating taking out a nice decent sized loan to get us some more land, or we could just be patient. All right, first thing in March here, let's take a look at contracts. There's a decent amount in here. Weeding, not a lot for big money. These ones don't seem to take too long. Stone picking, I don't really remember if stone picking was completely worth it, but we're gonna spend a little bit of time making a little cash here, and we'll go from there. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant on taking out a large loan, but I would love another piece of land. In a year and a half into running this farm, we kind of know how we're looking financially, what we could afford loan-wise. Maybe like $100,000 loan to buy some land is in our future, but I'm gonna get this hoeing done and we'll go from there. All right, we're here, decent sized field. I am gonna have guided steering or steering assist help me here. Wants to do one headland, which I think will be fine. Oh, we gotta have the right thing lowered. So we have the weight raised now. That lowered. Lock into place. All right, let's do it. And again, can we see? Oh, we can see the weeds here. They look dead already. They're definitely disappearing, but they look like they sprayed them and we're pulling them. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, it does look that way. Interesting. I wonder if we can do that in our crops. Kill them with the herbicide and then come in and remove them with the equipment. 10% done already. Let's bust it out. Oh, we already did this part. I'm so out of it. I'm like, why is the percentage not going up? We got the headland done. Let's go ahead and head over here and start doing ups and downs on the small part, and then we'll get to the long part at the end. I feel like that makes it feel like it goes faster to me, but there's like a tiny little speck over here that we're gonna go get. Yep, right there. And then we can start looping back and forth and get this done pretty quickly. We're at 30% already. We're almost there. While we finish up this contract, I do want to give you a little brain dump on what I'm thinking about this series. It's a Let's Play. It's our first series through. And tomorrow, you're going to see a brand new series on this channel start. It's going to be the Baker's Man series. It's on Sri Lanka. We're going to be focused on just getting the bakery up and running. We want to make millions of dollars off of making cakes. Could call it Cake Boss, looking for names for that. But yeah, bread and cakes are going to be the big thing in that playthrough. So this one, long term, I was hoping to build multiple mini farms across the entire map. And I feel like the progression in this game is a little slower, even on easy, than I expected it to be. I thought by this time we'd definitely be able to easily buy some more land. So I know we're not even 2 years into the playthrough, so I'm being a little impatient here, but I'm also thinking through what I wanted for this series. So I think we are going to explore taking out a loan or two to expand. After this contract, we're definitely going to take a look at land and see what makes sense. I don't want to go too crazy with the loans, and I have gotten a few comments on like why I'm so obsessed with paying them off. Going back to FS22 and some playthroughs that I did, I went loan heavy to progress, and it felt like it slowed down the progress because we were constantly just dealing with interest. So that's been my hesitation, but I do think if we're wise and don't go with like a $300,000 contract, I think the thing I'm thinking is I was leasing to own a lot of equipment, and we never owned the equipment. So kind of, I don't know. And thinking through it, it's realistic to have mortgages and to have liens against your property and loans. And I think that's where I would prefer, if I was running a business like this, I would aim for being able to buy the equipment with cash until you get to, you know, the $300,000 harvesters, and when that's an absolute need, I could see financing that. I know all things aren't possible with cash, especially in these days, this day and age with how expensive things are, but that's how I would want to run it. So I think that's what we'll do moving forward, is we'll keep an eye on the loans. We won't, you know, go crazy. But once we finish this, like I said, we'll take a look at some land, see what makes sense. There's an area I do want to expand. We might start buying plots of land in that area and then keep expanding in that area as well, and so forth. But let's finish this contract, see where money's at, see what kind of loan we'll have to take out, and see about prepping that field for the spring planting session that's about to start, or season, I should say. And the last pass, we're at 98%, 99, and done. Let's hop in the menu here, go to active, and collect our $9,000. So that wasn't bad. But let's go ahead and take a look at farmland. So looking in here, naturally what I'm aiming for is 6, 7, 8, and 9 long term. And if we look at them cost-wise, yeah, they go in somewhat of an order, but $119,000 for 4.9 acres And I think that would complete this entire farm and potentially like have a new farmyard in one of those areas. But then I was also looking at maybe like this area here, we could start a separate farm that's maybe focuses on sheep or something. And then we could buy like 40, 41, and 50 here and focus on pigs or something like that. It's kind of my thought. Water buffalo or something like that. So let's go ahead and do this as wise as possible, though. We have 2 things of flour. Yeah, let's look at the price saving stock, or the time saving stock check is definitely going to be our friend. And we look at things in March that are worth money. Honey's one of them. It says we have $1,300 worth of honey right now. Okay, noodle soup. So we could come into the production and go noodle soup from flour is what we have in here, right? So yeah, let's change that output to selling. Oh, they both do it. Okay, that's fine. The greenhouse, I did notice there was one thing that I missed were the onions. We do have, a decent amount there. Let's change those to selling. And let's go back in here and look at the rest. Oh, with planks. Do we have a full plank? We shouldn't, and I don't want to set those to selling because I'll get more from them. But let's learn. It was about 10:30, so we're almost 24 hours into it. They do seem to be going in parallel. Good. So we'll have a plank soon. Those are good in July. It looks like maybe later today, late tonight, we'll have a planks long, and then wood beams is going to be a couple months, but still, the playground's price is going to be outstanding. It says it's going down, but I don't think that will until we send things to it. And all 3 of these are at the playground, so I don't think we need to worry about the price. Once those spawn, we're good. And then going down the list, yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and just kind of make it 10 o'clock. See how much money comes in from those few things selling. 4,000, not too bad. And then I do think we grab that honey. I do want that disconnected, but we'll do the back first. Grab the pallet fork, sell the honey, since that one is at a good price, and kind of go from there. And remember where you put your pallet forks, because this time I have no clue. How much did that go through in the production so far? About 3,000, okay. All right, they were in here. I vaguely remember doing that. Okay, should be able to just sneak up here. Let's change our angle a little bit. And let's zoom in. I think that's part of my problem is I have the camera too far a lot. Yeah, that was much better. Only 300, so these bees, they don't produce the most. But it's just a little bit of help. Every little bit helps. Lower that. Back on out. $1,500. So let's get to $115,000-ish in our account and double check we do not have loans right now. So let's go ahead and do that. We will go 117, and we're just gonna do 100,000. Actually, let's just do 115,000, like we're financing the entire thing, so we have money left in the account. And let's go visit. Fertilize is 100% already, and will it tell us the lime information before we own it? I believe it does. It doesn't even need limed. This is a good purchase. Let's do it. Oops, I keep visiting it. And we've expanded. A little bit of trees around here that we could chop down. I don't think it would be much of a distance that would make sense expanding this field, but we might do that eventually too, up this hill. Potentially. Well, let's look at the calendar. What are our options here to plant right now? We have oats, sunflower, potatoes, sweet or sugar beet, sugar cane, cotton, grapes, olives, poplar. We have peas, spinach, grass. Oats would be a quick turnaround in July, and then we could potentially, not a lot of fall planting options, but oats would flip really fast. Soybeans, we'd have to wait a little bit. Sunflowers would be interesting. We would just need a sunflower header of just something different to do. How much did those cost? I mean, and it could be something we lease eventually. 114,000 or 118,000 it looks like. What happens when we lease? About $6,000. Sunflowers would be interesting. But I think I'm gonna go with oats, and we will have the white work on it for us. So we're gonna get those planted today. Oops, there's some crop destruction. And that should be, we could plant and then try to use our weeder and see if that actually works. But this is good. This feels good. Gives us some expansion. Gives us something to do in March. I was kind of hoping there's more field prep to do on it, like lime or fertilizer and all that. But financially, pretty good deal for us. Now, will the fertilizer that's in here unload in a didn't even get the words out yet, but I was going to say a easy place to get to. Did not. We might be able to sneak over there. We were. All right, let's go ahead and switch this to oats. Head on over there. Oh, we didn't even need the fertilizer. I'm silly. Okay, but we should just come out here, take a right, turn on our hazards. There we go. And I believe there's a field entrance right here. Yes, there is. Smallish field. Not going to be a huge upgrade, but the plan is probably going to be blending all three of these into one long term. Let's go ahead and get this all configured. I want to start with the ups and downs, I think. Go here. I don't know what the best approach is. Let's just do the headlands. And away we go. Getting some oats in the ground. This is our first time planting oats. I know we've harvested them on this series, but this will be our first time putting them in the ground ourselves. Is it using fertilizer? It is. Okay. Let's go ahead, empty that stuff. I'm going to abuse super strength real quick just to get this out of the way. Not that. And fill that back up, and away we go. Okay. Lock into place, and let's get it done. Finally finishing the 3 headlands here. Just thinking through, like, I didn't play a lot of base maps on Farming Simulator 22. I played Elm Creek for a little bit, but I never really learned the economy and the field prices and all of that. So I don't know if this economy is harder. It seems like the price of fields is a little higher than I remember, but it could just be me not playing on base maps in so long. Let me know if these feel a little bit more pricey for land or if it's just me. Could possibly. I think it is just me. I mean, that's possible. But let's get this done. We just got the inside to do now that we got the 3 headlands done. Got plenty of seed here. 7 miles an hour. Seems a little slow, but starting to remember. We want bigger equipment too. We want everything. We want all of it. Need like a rich grandpa, not a broke grandpa. little tiny section left to get here, and the oats are in the ground. Let's go ahead. Let's get off the field, and then we'll raise it. There we go. Make it, I guess we're gonna make it ugly anyways, but let's go ahead and deactivate that. Head home. We'll grab the, I forget if it's a weeder or a hoe. We gotta get that fertilizer back home eventually too. Actually, let's put that in this because we're gonna use that next month with the rice, because we do need one more application of fertilizer on that field, and it would make sense to do that at the same time as planting, since we have to do that anyways and use our diesel on this, or whatever piece of equipment does plant that. All right. Now, I think there's another field entrance up here, so we can head back home. And we'll definitely have to use steering assistance to make sure we get all these weeds. I might actually do a worker as well, just to make sure it's done right. And we will skip to April just to test that, because I know people are saying it works the same as FSSWU, and you can do that at that stage. I don't know if it was with precision farming or different maps or whatever. I had issues with that where it wasn't working for me in FS22. That might have been with precision farming. If that is why, remind me. I do appreciate every comment of helping me when I second guess myself and all of that. I do feel like I understand this game. So there's just parts that I don't focus on. So I don't know 100% of the game, if that makes sense. Oh, food for the freaking cattle. Did we mess up there? No, we're good. We do need to give them food today. Hay's getting a little low. They do have grass in there from that one grass bale, and then the chickens are a couple months away from needing anything. So, whoop, that's the wrong way. We are good. And there we go with backwards brain again. All right, here we go. Let's head back out. See how this works. I mean, I'm sure it will. I have to trust and then verify. Trust and verify. Nothing wrong with that mindset in life. And this is a decent sized piece of equipment too. All right, like I said, we're gonna let worker handle this just so they get all of it. I'm fine with that. I don't get that at all. So they're saying they cannot find the field. I mean, that tells me that it's not needed to be done. But I don't know, guys. We'll give it a shot. We'll try to keep track of where we are. We'll have to do, we won't be able to skip rows like we did, but I guess our tire tracks will tell us. Yeah, interesting. Interesting way of doing things. I don't understand. I guess there could be roots of weeds that it's ripping out, and it's just moving the seed around. This process just seems a little weird to me. And that should be every pass. We got this one to do. Lots of tire marks out here. So that turns orange, you can lock in, turn it green, and just cruise away. And I hope this works. Like I said, we will skip to April just to learn. And I think you guys are right, but trust and verify. Sticking with it. Trust and verify. So just one more field to plant this year. And we'll be doing long grain rice again. I don't know if we will a third year in a row, or if we're gonna mix up what we do on that crop or on that field, especially since the production's just, I don't know if it's cutting it. I don't know if it's cutting it, guys. Let's turn this around. We're gonna put the hoe in here. I think it's a hoe or a weeder. I need to remember which classification each one of these things are. And collide. Zoom in a little more. All right. That's good though, right there. And let's switch to the John Deere, because I need to grab at least one thing of hay. Get it in there for the cattle. Are they getting a little bit bigger, or is it my imagination? I think it might be my imagination right now. Let's stab this one. I guess we grab two of them. That'll be okay. Unless it falls off hitting the fence. It did not. We'll have to check their water level as well here. But we've put two in here before, so this should stay for a decent amount of time. All right, let's hop in here. Water for them is fine. It's fine. And their feed's fine too. But let's head over to the sawmill and see if there's anything that's popped up. Any developments. It's been about, I don't know, 4 hours in game since we checked last. Let's see if these models look any different this year. Looks pretty similar. Looks good though. We got 1,000 planks and we're close. We're at 715 for a plank long. And yeah, like I said, it's gonna be about 3 months before we get that $10,000 wood beam. But we should have enough material. How are we doing on that? 10,000 still. Yeah, we're good for a couple months there. All right, we're gonna make it. Let's check the used market just in case. I did see something pop up. Interesting. We could get sorghum, we could get corn, sunflowers, soybeans. That's a nice auger wagon though. Forage wagon as well, if we were going down that route. We got a JCB front loader, or wheel loader. That's a wheel loader, which we have no use for. It'd be nice to have, but not necessarily a use for. Let's go ahead and make it April. We're going to just learn about the weeds, verify that everyone was right. And then that'll be it for today. It's close to Thanksgiving, trying to get a bunch of these videos out for you guys before I take what is gonna be Wednesday through Saturday off. There will be videos for you guys, but I will not be around or active at all during those days. Be all about family. But Sunday I'll return back to recording. Potentially a live stream, we'll see. We're gonna do some map creation live streams. I just let that cat out of the bag. Is that the saying? Cat out of the bag, the mouse out of the bag? What's that saying? All right, we got a couple chili peppers here. And close to another one. When, uh-oh, I did see something. Okay, water's getting somewhat low here. We're gonna do a little water run, then we're gonna make it April. I do wanna make sure the greenhouse has enough water because these chili peppers are gonna start making us money. Now, is this one gonna connect to the weight? It is. Oh, it just goes under the weight. Ooh, are we gonna be able to turn around? I think we're good there. Nope, okay. We'll go ahead and put the weight down. All right, there we go. To our little well here. Get this filled up. And I think I'm gonna do 2 loads just to make sure they have enough water. All right, there's the second load. Get that unloading, and then I think that should put us over 6,000. So that should be good for now. All right, let's say goodnight to Walter and then learn about the weeds. Night, Grandpa. And we can look at it on the map first. All right, no weed growth. No weed growth. Okay, that's awesome, guys. Go to visits. I don't see any. It says growth is growing, which is expected. Yield bonus is at 90%. So we could mulch and roll to get that to 100. But yeah, oat field looking good. Let's take a look at this field too. Barley's coming in good, 90% yield bonus. Some rain should help it grow even better. And then over yonder, we're in the growth stage. We have a tornado. Okay. Let's hop in the sky and try to find that. We haven't seen one. I mean, there it is. Why can't I turn that way? Interesting. It won't let me go that way? What's going on with the flight mode? There we go. Let's take a look at this up close. Good thing we didn't buy that field. Got some damage over there. This one might be young enough to where it's not getting the damage. Holy moly. You know, it's funny, we just watched Twisters last night. That actually was a decent movie. Not as good as the original, but it was decent. Man. All right, let's save it right here. We'll see how that... Oh, look at that damage. Oh, okay, so it's killing the weeds? But they have cotton in there? I wonder what it's doing to the crop. The crop looks fine, but the weeds are absolutely getting demolished. And it seems to be stationary. But yeah, we'll figure it out next game or next episode. I'm SocksWayUp. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you on the next one.